I need your clothes, your boots, and your artifact lands. All right, what is up, my friends? Welcome to the Monday video here on CoolStuffInc.com. I got an exciting one for you today. We're playing some Modern, we're playing some Affinity, and wait, who put this Craterhoof Behemoth in my deck? Was it you? Was it you? Craterhoof Behemoth Neoform Affinity. I've been seeing this one making the rounds a little bit on Magic Online. The list I have here is from Jay Pellman. Jay Pellman went 5-0 at this deck. And if you just go like that, it looks like a really normal Affinity deck. Of course, Affinity got a huge boost from Modern Horizons 2, with Thought Monitor being the most exciting card here. 7 mana for a 2/2 flyer. Affinity and draws 2, kind of like Thoughtcast and a threat at the same time. Most important, it's a Thoughtcast, it's a threat and an artifact, because every Thoughtcast in your deck is one less artifact. So this does both, which is super cool. Gave us the new Myr Enforcer here, which I'm kind of still mad about, in the Sojourner's Companion. And then most importantly, gave us in the lands here, we got Urza Saga. Urza Saga is at its most powerful in an Affinity deck where the constructs are really, really good. Less broken, but more powerful. And then, of course, the new artifact lands. And these look like mana-fixing lands for limited. They're actually really good because artifact lands are just that good. So we have Tanglepool Bridge, we've got Razortide Bridge, and we've got a lot of the usual suspects here. Memnite, Ornithopter, Frogmite, Springleaf Drum. The return of Frogmite. For a long time, Frogmite was priced out of Affinity decks for things like Arcbound Ravager and friends. But with Thought Monitor here and a newly sort of born need for more Affinity effects. There you go. Of course, also the OG here, Myr Enforcer. So that's the basic Affinity part of a deck. It's also 4 copies of Neoform and 2 copies of Craterhoof Behemoth, a card usually seen in combo decks. So what's going on here? Well, this deck is already playing 10 creatures. 10 that cost 7 mana, but will come down as early as turn 2 or 3. And of course, Neoform will allow you to just sacrifice one of those and turn it into a Craterhoof. And that's just a really easy way to win the game on turn 3 or 4. Very, very powerful. This deck is already really, really good at going wide. So sort of like a really cool combo finish for the deck. And not a necessary one. This is going to be really, really good against your unfair decks. Against your combo decks, your Trons, your Amulet Titans, and so on. And not as good against your more interactive decks like, Jund or control decks and so on and so forth. So you can just board it out. It's a super small package. It's super easy to put in here. And bring in some cards like Etched Champion, Soul Guide, Lantern, and so on and so forth when the explosiveness of his package is not needed. And the real good thing here is this package is really, really small. It's only 6 cards and a lot of card draw in the deck. And a lot of power also. Urza Saga adds a very, very high level of threat density to the deck, being that it's part of the mana base and it's 2 huge creatures. So this deck looks super awesome. I love Affinity. Everyone loves Affinity. And this is kind of a new crazy angle for it. I'm pumped to play it. But first, we work from our sponsor at CoolStuffInc.com.
Cool Stuff Inc. is proud to sponsor Jim Davis. We offer great deals on card games, tabletop RPGs, board games, and more. Get a free token featuring Jim Davis and take 5% off your next order if you use the code JIM5 at checkout. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
All right, here we are for round 1. Winning die rolls. And, all right, hand is okay. It's not great. We do have our Neoform. We can't cast it yet. We have 2 Myr Enforcers, a Plating, and a Memnite. So we have turn 1 Memnite, turn 2 Plating, and only 3 artifacts for Myr Enforcer Companion. I think this is going to be a mulligan here. If this was a blue-green artifact land, and we were much closer to getting a Myr Enforcer online, I think I'd be okay with it. But as it stands, if they Fatal Push our Memnite here, we actually just don't have anything. So we're going to mulligan. Not a happy mulligan, but we're going to mulligan. And mulligan into double Urza Saga, Memnite, triple Myr Enforcer. All right, I guess we got to keep this one. So keep this. We'll ship one of the Myr Enforcers. We'll ship a Salamander. I guess we'll keep Salamander. I want to ship it because I like Myr Enforcer better, but all right, so we're going to Memnite, Saga, Drum here. Not a ton else to do at present, but we can cycle this companion for an artifact land if we feel like we have to. Tron. No, Welding Jar. Wow. Oh, okay. Urza's Tower, Welding Jar. So some sort of Urza Saga deck. Right, Saga goes up. Another companion. Yikes. All right. What are we gonna do here? I think we have to artifact land cycle. We could make a Construct. And then I guess make another Construct next turn. That's pretty good, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty hard to turn that down, I guess. All right, so play Saga, and we'll just say go 1/2 mana, make a Construct. Start, and then of course Saga will sacrifice to get an artifact. You can get another drum and start casting our stuff. Of course, they have their own Urza Saga. And they are going to play Chalice the Void on 1, which isn't great for us, isn't that bad either. Add a mana, make our Construct 3/3. And Chalice the Void on 0. I mean, annoying, but we already have our stuff in play for the most part, so untap. And we're going to, we can draw first. You know, auto yield set, right? Draw a card. Thought Monitor, that's pretty dope. All right, so we're going to tap, make another Construct. We're going to search for probably a drum. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. We are a little short of casting Thought Monitor, unfortunately. Bauble, Memnite, Ornithopter, Shadowspear. I think it's just drum. Pretty awkward hand. We do have a lot of 7 drops in our hand, and not able to cast them yet. But get a drum, and then add the ability to this one. And yes, we have. So these currently cost 2. Not good enough. So I guess we'll just tack for 5. You know, it's funny how his hand isn't even that good, and we're still rocking it pretty well. I'm gonna assume this is Eldrazi-tron. And Eldrazi-tron doesn't really beat colorless 5/5s very well, so Saga goes up to number 2. Spellskite, maybe not. I don't know what's going on here, folks. I actually have no idea. All right, draw for turn. It's a Spire of Industry. If we want to make a Construct, we gotta tap our constructs here. I think we're just gonna dump our entire hand and not bother making constructs and make float of mana. We're gonna search for probably another drum, actually. That'll be artifact number, the mana floating as well. We're just gonna play literally our entire hand here. So actually, in that case, we don't really need the drum. So these are free also. So we have 5, or we're about to have 6 artifacts. Cast Myr Enforcer for 1, that's 7 artifacts. Cast Companion, Thought Monitor. So I think Shadowspear is where we're at, actually. Let's get Shadowspear. And now we're in our main phase. We can play a Myr Enforcer for 1. We can tap for blue. And play Thought Monitor. And we're about to pop off. Play another Ornithopter. Oh, duh. All right, whatever. Play Myr Enforcer. Play Companion. Play Companion. Play land. Tap Shadowspear. And I think we're going to the next game. Just going to throw that one out there. This is turn 4. Man, I love Myr Enforcer. Me and Myr Enforcer are like this. All my boomers out there back in the day used to play with Myr Enforcer. Was in standard. Mirrodin block constructed, anyone? All right, so Chalice of the Void is fine against us, but not amazing. Now, the question is, as we're going to think about for most of our game 2s and 3s, do you want the Neoforms? And I think we do. Realistically, nothing in our board is that exciting. I assume they're playing Eldrazi-tron, even though Spellskite's a little weird. They could be some sort of like Prison Eat. I don't even know, honestly. Like, they had a Tron land in play, which is kind of weird. We could bring in Hurkyl's Recall, but we don't really know how artifact they are. I'm just going to stand pat, honestly. Like, nothing in our sideboard is particularly super exciting, and like, if they're Eldrazi-tron, we kind of want the dispatches, maybe. If they're like an Ensnaring Bridge Prison deck, maybe we want the Hurkyl's Recalls, but all right, so we have a double artifact. This is a good hand. You can keep this. A little mana heavy, but put a mulligan to 6. Need to draw like a creature or two to make this Neoform good, but Urza's mine, sure. Frogmite. Casting Ornithopter. They have a Chalice on 1 here. It can be pretty annoying. There really are very few 1s in our deck, but... Ugh. All right, so that's really annoying. Cuts off a large portion of our hand, which is pretty not cool. Play Frogmite, say go. Yeah, I mean, Chalice doesn't... Like, we really have, like, what? We have... We literally have 5 1-mana spells in our entire deck. We just happen to draw 2 of them. So... How about no natural Tron? Can we do that? For those who don't know me, Eldrazi Tron's my natural predator. For some reason, they just always have natural Tron against me. Always have it against me. Ratchet Bomb? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're playing a 3-mana Myr Enforcer, which is not super exciting, but before they can blow up my Thopter. We do have Neoform for Craterhoof, although obviously it's not that good because we don't have much stuff in play. Bomb goes to 1. Interesting. Interesting. I guess they don't want to bomb for 0. The problem is, like, what are they actually bombing? Blue? Is this mono blue Tron? Karn, the Great Creator. So that's obviously annoying for us, but we can just kill it with our attackers. So might get Ensnaring Bridge here. Can Craterhoof just kill them? They have 3 cards in hand. Well, I guess I can't even cast it. So we get to kill Karn here. They have 5 artifacts. I mean, Neoforming wouldn't really do enough. It would be plus, let's see, plus 6, plus 9, plus 9. 11, 12, 13, 14. Neoform's only 16 damage. So gotta kill Karn. And then they have 3 cards in hand. You know, just kill Karn. Maybe play Thought Monitor. I'll just start by killing Karn. So kill Karn. Attack them. Karn is much better against normal affinity, or I guess robots. Like this is affinity, but the affinity deck for a long time was Arcbound Ravager and Friends. I didn't have any affinity cards in it, but it was still called affinity. So I guess that's not normal. I don't even know. Whatever. All right. So Thought Monitor currently costs 2. We could actually companion for an artifact land, but I think we're actually like good on that. So companion for an artifact land, play the artifact land, cast Monitor for 1. But I don't think that's necessary. If we just draw a 0 drop, we can play our other thing too. So let's just do this. Monitor. Draw 2. All right. Bauble. All right. Now we're popping off again. Now we're popping off again, folks. Oh my. Oh my. I'm not really scared of anything here, so just play all of our cards. So we've drawn 3 of our 5 1-drops against their Chalice on 1, which is pretty annoying, honestly. But and then we'll look at their top card, I guess. They have an Ensnaring Bridge in their hand, but we have the 2 power creatures to attack them with. And then I guess if they can cover our plating, we're in trouble. Let's see. So Ratchet Bomb to 2. So if they're smart and they leave Bomb on 2, we could actually just lose to the plating. I mean, lose to the Ensnaring Bridge. It's kind of annoying. We really probably don't lose this game, but they have 4 cards in hand. They get a map. They crack the map. Where's this tower? So yeah, I think we're dead this game. Obviously, if we had more sideboard information, we would have brought in a few Hurkyl's recalls, but Mystic 4. What is this deck? And a Welding Jar. Okay. I mean, all right. Yeah, I mean, like, very smart play to play this on 2 and leave it, because Cranial Plating on the Ornithopter can kill them. Pretty sure we can't win, honestly. Like Urza Saga, yeah. Like we'll just obviously board and recall for game 3 and then not be able to lose, but there's Karn too. All right, we're good. All right, so tough game there. We just didn't see their deck in game 1 and didn't know what they were playing, and they have Ensnaring Bridge. So now we're in the play, no big deal. So we're gonna bring in we're gonna cut the Shadowspear. And we're gonna cut probably the Thoughtcast, honestly, and bring in like a couple recalls. You could bring in a Needle too. Might not be necessary though. Let me leave Thoughtcast in. Just like 2 recalls. Obviously, want to keep our speed, you know. I'm gonna cut a Myr Enforcer and leave the Thoughtcast in. I think finding recall is important, but I never want more than 1. I also just like, we do have plating as well, so like plating can just kill them too. So on the play, hand's all right. It's not great, but I think it's fine. Probably just lead on Urza Saga, similar to game 1. Then turn 2, just start making constructs. Stupid Ensnaring Bridge. Who likes Ensnaring Bridge? Honestly. Alright, so Saga. Drum. Memnite. Your turn. Hopefully they draw Chalice this game. I think Chalice is actually pretty terrible against us. It just happened to be really good that game. Tower, Jar. Okay. Another drum, sure. So we just say go here, make Construct. Make Construct next turn, make a drum, make a companion. Hopefully draw a Neoform and no more lands. Please play Chalice on 1. I guess we have this in our hand, but whatever. Just like a dead card otherwise. We did board out Shadowspear, so our Saga's a little weaker. But even just getting a Memnite or something like that's fine too. Ratchet Bomb. That one's pretty good against us. Now, it's funny though, if they want to do it on 0, they would kill their Welding Jars too, though. So, all right. So, make Construct. The interesting thing here is I'm not going to bother making a second Construct because we're just going to kill it with my this Ratchet Bomb. So we're going to untap. Draw for turn. It's an Ornithopter, not ideal. And we're going to float a mana. And I'm starting to regret taking out that Shadowspear, but because the drum is the only other 1 mana artifact we have. So we're a little light on gas here, but we can force them to pop the Ratchet Bomb. Yeah, there's no point in making another Ratchet Bomb. It's funny, if I brought the Welding Jar in, that would have been really good, actually. But so yeah, Ornithopter, Bauble. I guess Bauble's fine too. Yeah, actually Bauble's better than that. So 1 in the pool. We're gonna cast Drum. So they wanted to pop this, they would have popped it at a different time. So now you can play land, play companion for free. Attack for 9. They're going to bomb. We're going to Bauble them. We're going to reveal Elixir of Immortality. Okay, so that kills these things. They did sack their jar properly though. So kills one of their jars. So it's their jar and bomb from my Memnite and Heart of my Urza Saga. We're a little out of gas here, I'm not gonna lie, so really want to draw one of our blue cards. Plating is also fine, actually. There are 20. There's an elixir. And oh my god, come on. Decks like this are the freaking worst. Alright. Let's draw a blue card, please. Any blue card. That's not a blue card. Alright, pretty annoying. Pretty annoying. Alright, so we'll play the plating. Isn't really a reason to play. I guess playing Ornithopter is good if they have a... Yeah, whatever, let's play it. They could have like Chalice, or they could have a... Or we could draw a Craterhoof and one of the attacker in play. So they have 2 cards left. I mean... What are they... They're going to float a mana. Or they can get a map. And then get Tron. Three cards in hand. Need some gas here, folks. We need a blue card, an Urza Saga. Mystic Forge, sure. I'm gonna play a deck I've not seen before. It's like Prison Tron, kind of. All right, so big draw here. Need a blue card. All right, coming in. They have 1 card in hand, but obviously they have Mystic Forge in play, so that's they have access to a lot of cards and a lot of mana. They're playing Serum Powder. Urza Saga enters exile. Top card is Serum Powder. Okay. Kind of a weird one. Chalice on 1. Whatever. Again, we have 2 1-drops in our entire deck, so. Alright, blue card, please. Not a blue card, but not bad. And they're at 10, about to go to 6. They can obviously Elixir. It's funny, actually, because it shuffles the Library for Mystic Forge. Alright, I mean... It's like sort of bridge or bust for them. It's funny because like the chalices will lock them out of some of their ones, their 0s and 1s. Oh, come on. It's just they spike the bridge off the top of their deck. And now we're drawing to our blue cards. Neoform. Right on time. You know, if that was last turn, the game was over. All right. So now I get to sit here and try and draw a blue card. It's fun. Killing me here. Just killing me. We could have killed him last turn. Inventor's Fair. All right. Urza's Saga. Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess we're just building up a nice board for when we inevitably draw a blue card. So they had to have the answer to plating and the bridge. Got the fair. Their forges aren't working out too well for them. Draw Frogmite. All right. Certainly have a good enough board. Just need to draw a blue card. Saga can get a Bauble. And then Hurkyl's Recall answers everything, obviously, so we're not scared of Inventor's Fair. Spellskite, not a problem. Recall's still fine here. Exile Cavern's got a 11. Is it even worth it to make a construct? guess none of our cards actually cost mana, right? So we're going to get a Mishra's Bauble. Sure. I should draw a card first. That was stupid. Whatever. Glimmervoid, sure. So we'll get Bauble. And play Glimmervoid and Bauble them and say go and just try and draw a blue card. Hurkyl's Recall, Thoughtcast. Top cards Inventor's Fair, sure. So they might use their Mystic Forge on. Life, we draw a bridge. They fair. They didn't exile the fair off the top of their deck. Now they're going to Inventor's Fair for what? A second bridge. Again, none of this matters. We have 2 recalls. So eventually we'll draw recall and win, assuming that they don't like kill us first. We need to bring in only 2, but we have multiple ways to draw cards too. So there we go. Let's get this party started. Or not. I'm gonna hold this Frogmite in case they have like some sort of O-stone effect or something like that. So we'll say go. Maybe I should have brought all 3 recalls. I just figured that like an explosive draw on our part would be fine, but all right, so Mystic Forging. Play Welding Jar to their own Chalice. They have a Ensnaring Bridge in play. Play Ratchet Bomb. Ratchet Bomb is another Ratchet Bomb. And then Serum Powder, okay. So Bomb deals with the Constructs, and the Ornithopter is actually pretty annoying. Recall? No. All right, just say go. Suppose they'll find Karn eventually, and then once they find Karn, we can still cast Recall because we have Glimmervoid and Spire, so they just put both their bombs on 1? Wow. Alright. That's great for us. Alright. They find Karn. No, they're gonna Inventor's Fair again. Another 3rd Ensnaring Bridge. Alright, you got it. I get it. I understand. We get the joke. It's very funny. You're very clever. Spellskite. Play Map into Chalice. Saga. Blue card, please. Except for Neoform. That card is technically blue. Bridge. All right. This is just good TV here. This is just good TV. Us begging to draw blue cards. They put both bombs on 1. Now they have a Blast Zone also. Those Blast Zones are a little annoying. They could, in theory, set up like Blast Zone and Ratchet Bombs. We can't actually kill them. This is insane. Kind of surprised they haven't drawn Karn yet, honestly. They also didn't put their Blast Zone up. I think Blast Zone on 7 is like a real good thing against us. Another Mystic Forge. Okay. Another Ratchet Bomb. Okay. Another Mystic Forge. Okay. I mean, we get it. Okay. Okay. God, just draw. Just please draw a recall. Just please. Can we just please draw a recall? And undo their entire life here. Urza. All right. They're playing fairly carelessly too. These Ratchet Bombs should be going up. Right, they found a Karn. That might do it for us. What are they going to get? Crucible of Worlds. Okay. Possessed Portal. Which they can't. Can I get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? No, they can't cast it. Well, now we only have one turn to draw a blue card. So, and we also only have we have 3 mana available to us. So we're drawing to recall this turn or Thoughtcast and a recall this turn. But even then, I don't think we actually kill them because they have the Ratchet Bomb on 0. So we might actually not be able to win this game anymore. All right, so kind of a frustrating game. We just didn't see it. We just didn't sideboard properly for game 2. We didn't see their deck. And then maybe I should have brought in the 3rd recall. Maybe I was too greedy. I just figured that between all of our card draw, I didn't want to have have dead cards in our deck and stuff like that. So I guess it's my fault. We should have brought in the 3rd recall. Obviously, we've seen half our deck at this point. Haven't seen a recall yet, which is kind of annoying. Whereas a recall would have won this game at any point, even though they've been in total control for the last 7 turns. So yeah, kind of frustrating. Obviously, Ensnaring Bridge decks are pretty lame, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Just couldn't find that recall. All right, last match. Now I gotta get into this match. Let's keep going here. Round number 2. Playing mulligan 6. We're gonna keep. Hand is all right. It's not amazing, but it's fine. Mishra Bauble could be anything, you know. Treasure Vault. Interesting. Memnite. Fellow Chucker, eh? Interesting. All right. We only have 1 card left, so that's good for us, I guess. Thought Monitor was a great draw. Very, very good draw. Memnite. We don't have much to actually do with our drum. I think we just play Bridge here and then play Drum Plating next turn. Play the drum now and then play. We're playing an untap land. It's 1, 2. That's 4 artifacts. Yeah. I think we're not going to crack this Bauble either. We just play this and say go. Hopefully they don't have their own Thought Monitor to refill here. Jar is good for us. Saga is not good for us, but it is a little slow. So no blocks. Thoughtcast. Okay. 4 artifacts. 5 artifacts. I think it's plating this turn. Monitor. Monitor costs 2. We could just monitor, but I think I want to spend my mana this turn and have it for next turn. Gonna need to find some Myr Enforcer stat, but obviously we're drawing a lot of cards next turn, so so 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna keep Bauble. I guess we could stack the Bauble and try to go for an explosive turn next turn. 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts. So any one artifact gets the ball rolling. Yeah, I'm gonna stack it. Their top card is an Inkmoth Nexus. Sure. All right, big turn for us. The pieces are in place. Frogmite's good. Shadowspear's fine. Cast Frogmite. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Play Thought Monitor. Draw 2. Play Frogmite. Gonna play Thoughtcast. Gonna tap the monitor. Ornithopter. Companion. Probably put the plating onto the Memnite to block their construct. Yeah, and then next turn we Shadowspear plating the flyer. That'll probably end the game. So put this here. Play bridge. Saga. Their construct is very, very large. They can sack their Welding Jar to save it, but we just need to not die to it for a turn, I think. I guess they can get their own Shadowspear, which could be a problem. That's true. Nah, they're just gonna make a boom boom. Okay. Got some work to do. Not gonna attack. Interesting. They have an Inkmoth Nexus. Sure. So untap and draw another Thought Monitor. Dope. Craterhoof here would be pretty good. Just saying. Want to draw a Neoform. We'll just show off a little bit. Nope. All right, so we're going to cast Shadowspear. Drum is basically free. Spire of Industry. Move plating the flyer. And then tap the things I don't want to block with. I mean, chumping is certainly in the menu, so but I guess the Memnite would chump first. Just a solid 17 points of lifelink coming in the air. They're going to scoop. I don't think this game's over yet. I mean, they get to Shadowspear on the construct and get in for a lot. I guess we have 17 again next turn, but sweet. We draw cards. They don't draw cards. We're happy. So recalls are coming in once again. And I think that's it. I don't think I'm interested in dispatch. I think recall just does the job. And do I want to keep in the Neoform package? Yay or nay? We're on the draw. I think I do. I might cut the Thoughtcasts and like a Myr Enforcer a little bit, maybe. Yeah, we're on the draw, so we're already going to be up a card. I think this is fine. I'll obviously see how they board and, you know, change our plan accordingly. Looks like they might be colorless or like mono blue because they play a lot of colorless lands. Inkmoth Nexus and Treasure Vault. Both cards were not playing, so... Dub's Glimmervoid is not particularly awesome, but... I think it's pretty hard to mulligan this hand, so we're going to keep. It's not great, but all right. So untap, draw Ornithopter. All right, that makes me more inclined to not play the bridge, so I'll play Bauble, Ornithopter, Glimmervoid, Drum, Frogmite. And we're probably going to Bauble them. We have Plating, equip attack next turn. Or Saga, sure. The Brutski, Ginger Brute, can't catch me. Vault Scourge. It's incredible how they're playing so many different cards than us. Honestly. I'm going to Bauble them. Top card is Aether Spellbomb. I don't know what's going on, honestly. All right, draw. Thought Monitor. Awkward. Urza Saga, sure. So we just Saga Plating here. We're pretty far from Thought Monitor at the moment, but hopefully they don't have their own plating. Plating on Vault Scourge, a little better than plating on Thopter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 6. All right, getting in for a deuce. They gain 1, not a problem. Might just start making constructs. Yep, okay. So we draw Hurkyl's Recall. Bingo. That's great. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not really there on Thought Monitor. It's funny, like, we could play around their Recall. Man, Recall is so good against Glimmervoid. Actually, I didn't consider that. Recall is nasty. I think we're just going to attack this turn. We're just going to attack for 4 and then make a construct and hope they don't have their own Recall. I screwed up. I didn't put land first. All right, whatever. Oopsie. Missed a point. My bad. They live at 1 life. It's my fault. I take full responsibility. All right, let's make construct. Make another construct and go search something cool. Yeah, we're gonna obliterate them with this Recall. Like, we're gonna put them literally back to the Stone Age. It's going to balance every permanent they have. Except for Urza Saga, I guess. Aether Spellbomb. I mean, sure. We can afford to make a construct and Recall. And Companion too. All right, so we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Make construct. We go get ourselves probably a Drum here, honestly. That allows us to cast Thought Monitor also. And play Companion. Glimmervoid. Thought Monitor. Man, they're going to concede so fast to this Hurkyl's Recall. Draw 2. Drum Memnite. That is technically free. That is technically free. Speech Recall now. They're going to bounce the construct, but whatever. They're just dead anyway. It doesn't matter. So just playing with our food here a little bit. Woo, boy. Get off my plane. Pretty good sideboard card, the Infinity Mirror, you know. All right, back on the board. Back on the board. All right, round 3 on the play. Let's keep it rolling here. No more ensnaring bridges. Ugh. I love how this hand is like almost playable. It's like not, but Urza Saga almost makes it so. Just turn 1 Bridge, turn 2 Saga, turn 3 Activate, turn 4 Activate. Like start playing Myr Enforcers. Like this hand could win a decent number amount of time. We're gonna mulligan it, but like it's actually just pretty funny. It's gonna mulligan into a pretty good one. I guess like not actually great, but similar hand to last hand. It's all about or about Saga. We're gonna keep them, and then we're gonna ship. It's turn 1 Bridge, turn 2 Saga, turn 3 Activate. Ship Monitor. All right, so Bridge go. Hopefully we'll draw, some 1 or 2 mana artifact to fill up our curve here a little bit. Scalding Tarn, Mishra's Bauble. Peeking at themselves. That's not a card to fill in the curve, but sure. They're a slower, grindier deck. I mean, the 2 free cards from Urza Saga are going to be pretty freaking good, so. Island. Fiery Islet. Dash the Monkey. All right, sure. They hit an Ornithopter. All right, I guess they have an Ornithopter. Springleaf Drum, sure. Yep, so you go. Dirty Thieving Monkey. They're going to dash again, sure. So they have a bolt from my construct here, which is fine. Most of the cards they hit shouldn't actually be playable, unfortunately, but that is the M's the breaks, I guess. So they're going to bolt my construct. I make another one. I get probably 2 drums. Yeah, exactly. Oh, it is funny that they do have artifacts in play. 7, 6, 5. That should also, they're actually like a few mana off from casting this, but all right, so we're going to draw for turn. It's going to be a Myr Enforcer. We're going to make a construct here. We're going to search for probably a drum. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could Thoughtcast. Yeah, I think just a drum. All right, and then we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can cast Thoughtcast right now without doing anything. Try and draw artifact lands, I guess. I guess the blocker is good against Ragavan, but whatever. Just kind of do our thing, I think. And defending against Ragavan is that big of a deal. They're gonna force the Thoughtcast. Wow. Okay, I guess. That's how it's going to be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to force the drum, too. They're going to petty theft the... Man, they're really popping off on all cylinders here. So our hand's been pretty bad this game, and their hand's been basically perfect, but I think we're still, really in the game, so I'm not even that worried about it. Sure. Like, forcing the Thoughtcast and not one of these cards is pretty, or I guess it's Neoform, but... Post-combat. Big Murktide, sure. We draw a Frogmite. Good draw, good draw. So now we have Frogmite. We have 5 artifacts. This costs 2. Close blue. Cool. Bauble. Enforcer. Sucks that Hoof doesn't give everything trample, Hoof would attack for sack this. Hoof would attack for 5, 6, 7, 8 to be an 8 power trampler. It's not good enough. So Bauble them. They have 3 cards in hand, one of which they have a Channeler on top and 3 cards in hand. Sure. Like, we know they're going to have 4 cards total, and they're going to have Channeler, Monkey, card. We can obviously just jam Neoform if we feel like we need to. They're going to bolt my Thought Monitor. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna jam and kill them next turn. Unless they have, I don't even know what they could have, honestly. They have Ragavan card. Can't have Counterspell. Glimmervoid. Yeah, we're all in. Hoof here is big enough. We have 3 attackers too, so blue, green. Neoform. Get you. Woo, yeah. Hoof, there it is. Another silly state. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Their hand was like perfect that game, too. They're just ragavanning us and answering all of our stuff. Our hand was bad, too. All right, so I think against them, we're actually going to board out the combo, though. Even though it won us the game there. They have removal spells, force negation, etc., etc. We're going to want to take out the package. Bring in our Etched Champions, a Welding Jar, and probably just dispatch. Probably dispatch. Deal with Murktide and monkeys and stuff like that. Needles, kind of. Yeah, needles, whatever. Flusterstorms, whatever. I like this. I'm not sure what kind of hate they can have for us. They have a card like Shadowstorm or something like that, or even Recall. We're probably in trouble, but what are you gonna do? And then we'll reevaluate for game 3 if we feel like we want to have Neoform again on the play. Look at this hand. Look at this hand. This hand laughs at monkeys. I'm gonna keep this. It's not that good, but it gets on the board pretty quick, and then maybe. All right, they mulligan to 5 and conceded. So I guess their 5-card hand wasn't that good. They didn't want to play anymore. So okay, sure. Round 4, winning die rolls, keeping it up, and yeah, hands like it's not great, but it's certainly fine. We can keep this. Turn 1 tap land, turn 2 Saga, turn 3 make Construct Frogmite. It's fine. It's fine. Obviously, we can just trust our deck to like fill in the blanks a little bit too. Opponent mulligans to 4. Like this is a fast 6/5/4 mulligan. So they're either playing Tron or they're very, very unlucky. Keeps 4. No. Triome. Interesting. All right, that's not what we wanted to draw there. So Saga on 2. We could Citadel play Grizzly Bear, but like we can do a lot better than that. So Stomping Ground. Okay. Plating. Just gonna start the old Construct train. Next turn, we put a lot of artifacts in the battlefield and get a drum too, so nothing. They shocked in the land, didn't do anything. So, I'm going to pass the turn again. Construct. Untap. Draw. Another drum. It's kind of cool. Construct. No bolts. Cool. Do we get ourselves another drum? That is that's 5 artifacts. This is 6 artifacts. 7 artifacts. Companion. Popping off time. What if they have a Wrath in their deck? What decks play Wraths? I don't think they have a Wrath in their deck. I don't believe they have a Wrath in their deck. Cards are on the table, folks. What's it gonna be? Remand the Springleaf Drum. I mean, okay. Sure. Tag you for 8, I guess. Only 8 this time. Only 8 this time. Tell me more. Stomping Ground. Untapped. Can't be Verdict. Dwarven Mine. Oh, we can see some sort of some polymorph shenanigans here. What do they get that wins though? Lorehold. Okay. Say they had 4 time walks in a row. Alright, I guess. Be a pretty embarrassing game to lose on with them on 4 cards. That's Time Warp number 1. Okay. That's funny. I guess like not playing Thought Monitor costs us a turn maybe, but I didn't think they would remand my Springleaf Drum. Now they can cast a Time Walk also. It's going to be embarrassing. An embarrassing loss, folks. This might be an embarrassing loss. Our hand was very slow, to be totally fair. They didn't snap off a Time Walk, so maybe there's a chance here. Prismari Command. Draw 2, discard 2, shatter. So they could draw. The thing is they can draw. They can't draw Time Walk because they got a red source and a blue source too. Discard Creativity, Arid Mesa. Okay. I believe it's like also plays Savor the Moment. So they have 8 Time Walks. Untap. Okay. Craterhoof Behemoth. Sure. I mean, let's start with a Thought Monitor. Probably going to play it in the Frogmite and attack. Draw 2. Thopter. Thopter actually buys a turn against the Lorehold, which is kind of nice. Alright, so I guess we're actually going to tap the Frogmite. Play Plating. Prismari Command here would be pretty good. Growth Spiral. Okay. Put in Foothills. Okay. Crack Foothills. Okay. Another Dwarven Mine. Sure. I mean, we're not out of the woods yet, I guess. It's funny, we're kind of like close to actually casting Craterhoof. Alright, because we have 2 blockers for Lorehold. So Lorehold like really needs to pop off like every turn. Maybe there's value in like trying to get plating on a Thought Monitor. That means you can attack for lethal of those. So, alright, I mean, we'll see how good this Lorehold is. They can rattle off like, you know, a few good spells in a row. I guess they got us, but Smart Command is good against us. First ball up. Sweat. It's Time Warp. Great. So we're working on block now. I don't want to let him hit a Prismari Command and take out both my blockers, so. Play land. Growth Spiral. Gonna get the old guitar out. Get the old guitar out. Worst part about Time Walk combos though is that you can't keep F6ing. Oh, yeah. Yes. F6 again. New turn. Lorehold spins again. Lorehold was a dragon. Time was very important to him. Wants to take it all. Please stop killing my stuff. Alright, well, I hit Prismari command, and they dealt 2 and killed an artifact and played Teferi. And they're going to bounce my token. So they shattered a creature too. I guess they haven't answered my plating because otherwise they're just dead. So Neoform. Where were you like 2 turns ago? You know? All right. Yeah. I mean, like, I assume they have an answer here. I suppose blocking is an answer, but please block with Lorehold. Oh, yeah, Lorehold's on defense. All right, well, I don't actually have a creature, but neither do they, so I suppose I can just cast into Lorehold next turn. Plus Teferi, 4 cards in hand. The 4th copy of Dwarven Mine. They have another creativity, too. Looks like it. Transmogrify, Lorehold, all right. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty frustrating game. What are you going to do? Our hand wasn't that fast, I guess, so. Ugh. They're going to waste more time on the trigger. Doesn't even matter. Sure. Savor the moment. Sure. So, kind of like a hokey combo deck here, like Lorehold and Time Walk. So we get to bring in some stuff, stop them from doing their thing. Dispatch, Flusterstorm. Both very reasonable. Probably want this Welding Jar also. Question here is, do we want to board out the Craterhoof combo? I think we do. I think they have enough ways to like slow it down. They have like Prismari command and things, and like we can just beat them by like countering their super finicky combo. We have 4 1-mana answers to what they're trying to do. We're gonna bring in a couple Etched Champions also. And cut the Thoughtcasts. Yeah, Thoughtcast is a non-artifact. Maybe it's actually something else. Maybe like Shadowspear is actually worse. Thoughtcast draws into our sideboard cards, pretty important. Actually, let's only bring in 2 champions. So I think we should be fine here, honestly. Like, again, their deck's pretty finicky. They kind of like rattled off on this there a little bit. So on the play. Our hand was also terrible that game too. So our hand this game is peculiar. I mean, it's like a land away from being reasonable. We just have turn 1 artifact land Memnite, turn 2 Frogmite, and then we draw an artifact land or a cheap artifact. We can start casting these. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. They have like a bolt or 2. Things fall apart really fast. We're gonna mulligan this hand. I think it's just too risky. All right, much better, infinitely better hand. So we're gonna keep this. Ship a Citadel. Keep this. Ship Citadel. We've got point of interaction and Frogmite, Plating, Saga. Saga allows us to leave mana up to. They mulligan to 6. And they really popped off last game on 4 cards, you know? Triumph, sure. Drum. That's stinky. So we can drum Frogmite and then go for plating next turn. The problem is that they have a removal spell, which like really falls apart. I think I'd be happier just playing Urza Saga, making a construct next turn, honestly. Stomping Ground. Shock. Go. Looking like a remand again, maybe? Flusterstorm number 2. Cool. So we have like Construct into Flusterstorm here, which is kind of cool. We can also just like play Frogmite. Yeah, actually we're just gonna actually just play make a thing for it, play Frogmite. So say go. Double Storm. Spiral's fine. Ideally, they go for the creativity here, so. Me untap and whack him with I'm not plating actually. I think we just actually make another construct. Red, white, blue. Teferi, Time Raveler. Unfortunately, that does stop our Flusterstorm. I imagine they just bounce construct here though, so yeah. It's pretty annoying, but sure. Etched Champion. Alright, we gotta make our construct, so. Construct. Probably gonna get. It's probably just another drum, honestly. I suppose Memnite sort of plays too a little bit, but they have 5 cards in hand. Yeah, it's probably just drum. Gonna finish off the Teferi, have Flusterstorm up. Second drum. Jar's not bad either. It might actually just be Jar. Let's get Jar. Alright, so we got Jar. Kill Teferi. Killing Teferi is very important, obviously, because we have Flusterstorm. Normally wouldn't be that important for us, but. They could fire up a 1/1 here and block it, but I mean, then they gotta have another one and the creativity, so they also don't know how important Teferi is. They don't know our hand, so yeah, they're going for it next turn. It's weird the Time War player is taking all the time. It's kind of strange, you know? Kind of funny how that is. Here they go. Oh, they're gonna press Mari command. Draw 2, discard 2. So we're gonna Flusterstorm this, as we have 2 Flusterstorms. Otherwise, we're jarring and then losing our artifact count too. So yeah, let's Flusterstorm this. Also, the card draw might be important too, because they're like seem a little desperate here. So. Did they just pay for one of the Flusterstorms? What? That's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. So now we get to plating. Enforcer for free, and we're not going to equip because we have the Storm up, obviously, so just get in for a bunch. Equipping would force a block, right? 3, 6, 7, 8. But if they just have another fetch land and creativity, then we lose. So just leave Flusterstorm up, kill him next turn. Having good one-man interaction in your aggro deck is pretty sweet. I want to remind you all, there's a companion article to this video on CoolStuffInc.com. As always, I do a video article every Monday and a written article every Friday. So you're watching us on YouTube, first like, sub, leave a comment on the Cool Stuff Inc. YouTube channel. Then hop on over to CoolStuffInc.com proper. Check out the write-up that goes along with this video. And check out my Friday article from last Friday, where I go over the 5 things I think could kill Magic. I think that Magic is freaking awesome, but there's been a lot of kind of rough stuff happening in the last few years, and I'm a little worried for Magic's future. And I'm not really much of a doomsayer, kind of like negative content kind of person, so try and open a little dialogue and talk about the things in Magic that concern me a little bit. That's the article from last Friday. Like any Time Warp player. And I miss Myr Enforcer, let me tell you. Me and Myr Enforcer go way back. Myr Enforcer's a buddy. Myr Enforcer's a buddy. All right, so pretty happy that we sideboarded. I'm actually not like thrilled with Etched Champion, honestly. But I love our sideboard cards. I think... Yeah, I think I want to just have a deck be straightforward for game 3 and not try and bring in Neoform. And also, because we bring in Neoform, now we have 4 Neoform, 2 Craterhoof, and then 4 non-artifact pieces of interaction. We just can't afford to draw that many non-artifacts, so this works for me. Fast clock, cheap interaction, some card draw to find it. Just make it happen, you know? The thing about their deck, too, is that, like, they're like a combo deck, but they can just, like, whiff. Like, if Lorehold doesn't hit a time walk, you know, you can just end up untapping and winning the game, so... Golden Kid, 2-4K. Sand is aesthetically pleasing, but not okay. Yeah, we can't keep a sand, unfortunately. I mean, we're on the draw too. Yeah, I mean, like, give me a 1-drop or something. We can go, you know, turn 1 drop, turn 2 plating, turn 3, maybe play some stuff, but no interaction, kind of slow, 4 lands. That's a lot worse. That is a lot worse. All right, we're going to 5, I guess. I mean, it's better, I guess. We're going to keep this. Ship a Memnite and an Enforcer, I guess. Do we just need... Maybe we just ship both the Enforcers and go turn 1. Void, Drum, Memnite, and just hope to cast Thought Monitor. Oh, man. This is rough. This is a rough one. If this was a 7-card hand, this would be fine. You probably end up cycling the companion for an artifact land, but on 5 cards, this hand is brutal. Just brutal. Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to get a little lucky to win this game, unfortunately. Come on, Golden Kid. We got places to be. We got things to do. What are we doing here? All right. You already kept your hand. Triome, sure. Artifact land? Drum. Actually wasn't the worst. So our monitor currently costs 3. It is castable next turn. In theory. In theory. It'd be a nasty remand though. They have remand. Dispatch. Oh my god. I can't believe our Thought Monitor is going to get reman. It's going to be good. Reman's normally awful against Affinity because all the cards cost 0 usually, but our mulligan to 5 here, not too kind to us. No, resolved. Oh my god. Oh my god. We're in the game, folks. Oh yeah, let's go. 2 points interaction. Okay. Okay. So you're telling me there's a chance. End step, lightning bolt my Thought Monitor. Gotta let that one go. All right. So let's draw another Thought Monitor, I guess. It's probably the best draw. Thoughtcast, maybe. Some sort of forward velocity. Frogmite is sort of velocity, I guess. Probably have to counter a Prismari command here if they have it. And then just save dispatch for their creature. One Froggy Boy in the stack. Okay, thank you. Attacking for 2. It's honest work. End step, Crack Tarn. Steam Vents untapped. All right, so we're going to Flusterstorm this and just have dispatch as our point of interaction. We can't afford to lose 2 creatures here, so. They got 4 cards left. There's your mine. Go for it. Go for it, you coward. You won't. You won't go for it, you coward. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. So, exile target creature, the creature control which cards up. So, do we want to remove a lore hold, or do you want to leave a lore hold in their deck? I think I want to leave a lore hold in their deck, so we're going to dispatch the dwarf. Yeah, because lore hold's a bad draw, so sure. Get out of here. All right, plating off the top. Plating off the top. Yeah, their deck just feels like a historic deck. It's just like, it's a combo. It's like weak to removal and other pieces of combo hate. And like, it's fine, but doesn't really feel good enough for modern. Good for historic, you know? All right, well, unfortunately, all we have is some mediocre beats here, but we're all in. We're all in. This is game 2? No, it's game 3. All right. They decided to have it again? All right. I mean, I guess perhaps if we not mulligan to 5, we might have had another piece of interaction here or a faster clock or something. Yeah, all right. The problem is at this point, just like even Prismari command's really good. Yeah, exactly. So they just kill both my Frogmites. And like, we don't really have a way. We have one way to kill this. And that is, I mean, not it, but as far as draws go, it could have been worse. I guess they have more Dwarven Mines. I mean, they can just block the Memnites twice. Frogmite is good. Five red in the pool. Wait, what? They're playing Emrakul also? All right, I guess. All right, you win. All right. So pretty annoying match there. I mean, like, definitely not a very fun game 3. The old mulligan to 5 skis, but what are you going to do? All right. Round 5 against the Lame-O Mobile. Got a mulligan. Look at the we have a lot of uniformity in our hands today. Boop, 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 boop. Just gotta make this a Frogmite, you know? Have a nice spread. All right, mulligan. Put a mulligan 6 also. Not a great one, but we're gonna keep. So we have turn 1 Spire, Drum, Thoughtcast, I guess Shadowspear. Maybe ship Neoform. Put a mulligan to 5. I guess if we just draw any 7-drop, we could just dump Shadowspear and just go wide and try and draw a 7-drop and kill them. Yeah, we're gonna do that. You keep 5. Mountain. Shriekhorn. Are they dredging? Okay. Well, now I'm happy we kept our Neoform. I think that's a good way to beat them. We draw a companion. Fantastic. Drum. Thoughtcast. Love to draw an artifact land next turn, but mill 2, they hit Narco and Burning Inquiry. Interesting. Perhaps a more aggressive version of Dredge. Foothills. Stomping Ground. Surprised they didn't use their Shriekhorn on their upkeep. They're going to Burning Inquiry. We lose Neoform and draw Craterhoof. This is unbelievable. We also lose our companion and an Urza Saga. So there's triple Thoughtseize. Cool. They, but they didn't, why didn't they Shriekhorn first? Strange plays. All right. Yeah, we're a little light on we literally discarded all 3 of our action spells and drew a blank card and another land. They're going to Shriekhorn again, hit Burning Inquiry, Cathartic Union. Okay. And Subcycle Forgotten Cave. Okay. Still very perplexed why they didn't Shriekhorn on their upkeep. No, they didn't do it again. Main phase it, Conflagrate. I mean, I guess they could Conflagrate my Frogmite. All right, they have a Creeping Chill, an Ox, and a Bloodghast. So still no dredge cards. So their hand's pretty bad. Unfortunately, our hand's pretty bad too. And they made it so with triple Thoughtseize here. Damn it. Okay. Now we're just trying to draw a 7-drop. And God help us if we draw the other Craterhoof. So they can't dredge, but they can Ox. Which will discard the card in their hand and draw 3. They've also discarded 2 Creeping Chills, which is kind of cool too. So discard Prized Amalgam. That was a pretty good draw. Play Confluence, get back Bloodghast, get back some back Amalgam. So yeah, we're just looking for a 7-drop. We do have 10 7-drops in our deck. So we find one of those, we win the game. Simple as that. Very simple equation. That is not one. That is not one of them. They can attack for 11 here. Cathartic, discarding a chill and a loam. The fact that 3 chills are now accounted for is actually pretty good for us. Narco. They had a Dark Blast. They're playing a Dark Blast in their deck. Oh, God, no. That's so good against us. All right. Memnite will block at the first opportunity if given the chance. Probably won't get a chance though. Yeah. All right. I mean, we draw a 7-drop, we win, but our window's closing rapidly here. Seven drop, please. We got 9 of them in our deck. 9 and 47 cards. That is not one of them. That is not one of them. All right. Now I think we're dead. Now I think we're dead. Man, that Burning Inquiry was unreal. Just unbelievable. The 3 best cards in our hand all go to the graveyard. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We go to 1. Sure. I only have 1 Creeping Chill left, so. All right, folks. If we draw a 7-drop, and then we still win, right? We get to play 5, 6, 7. It's only 9, actually. Yeah, we're just dead. Yeah, I don't think there's a. I guess we could draw like the card draw one into more creatures into a 7-drop, but. Man. We are dead every which way next turn. Come on. Come on. Thought Monitor. All right. Pretty frustrating game. It does not feel good to get triple thought seized by a Burning Inquiry. That does not feel good at all. When that card is good, it is probably the best card ever printed. It's literally just like recall, Faithless Looting, triple thought seize all at once if you get like super, super lucky. All right, so we're going to bring in our Soul Guide Lanterns. We're going to cut probably like 2 Thoughtcasts, and I like Shadowspear. Maybe some Myr Enforcer, I guess. Seems fine. Pretty sure you want the Craterhoof package. I could see on the draw not wanting it and trying to lean more on our Soul Guide Lanterns and trying to draw them, but they don't really beat our Craterhoof plan that well. So on the play, better hand, please. So we have the Soul Guide Lantern, which is obviously a big game. We have Bauble. We need to draw a land. We can cycle the Companion if we're desperate for a land. I'm gonna keep. We're gonna Bauble. I'm gonna Bauble them. We see a Forgotten Cave. I'm just gonna cast the Lantern right now. Even though I normally like to wait on this, we just need the artifact in play, I think, and it costs mana, so. Alright, so we're drawing 2 cards. Our Bauble draw, and then our draw step draw. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Could do worse than that for sure. Alpine Moon. Alright, I guess. I mean, if we don't draw Urza Saga, this card's actually blank, but sure. The scenario where we play Saga on turn 1 is pretty good. It's pretty good. So now we need to draw some lands, I guess. Frogmite. Them's the breaks, I suppose. Did he keep 7 this game? So they might have an answer to our Lantern too. Okay. All right, there we go. Now we're casting spells. Maybe see an argument for actually just cycling this, but Just want to get... honestly, we'll probably just cast Plating and Frogmite next turn and try and get the ball rolling here. They have Ancient Grudge, obviously, but... sure. Shriekhorn, sure. They haven't actually done anything yet as far as advancing their own plan, which is good for us. That's a really bad draw. Yeah, all right. So they Shriekhorn, they Conflagrate. This time they go for the upkeep. They hit Amalgam Land, so nothing great. They had Cathartic, they would have cast it last turn, I think, so... Cycle Forgotten Cave, sure. Burning Inquiry. We lose both. So this time it helps us a bit. We lose both. I mean, I guess losing both Neoforms isn't good, but they hit Loam Thug. And they draw Cathartic. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. They hit 1 Ancient Grudge. It's 4, 5, 6, 7. Companion. We're definitely going to Mishra's Bauble something. Just do it on their turn, I guess. So now they can like Ox their entire deck here. I mean, we're probably dead. It's 2 Amalgams, a Bloodghast, an Ox, a Grudge. Narco, another Amalgam. Boarding an Alpine Moon really feels like overboarding. It was certainly perfect for the situation of me keeping a 1-land hand with Urza Saga, but... Alright, so they Ox, they dredge the rest of their deck. Don't think we really have any outs anymore, honestly. This has been a tough league. This has been a really tough league. I feel like we've run really, really bad in this league. Maybe more accurately, our opponents have run really, really well, but... yeah, very like Nature's Claim, Bloodghast, blah, 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 blah. Or Amalgam, I mean... Yeah, I mean, that is most of your deck. Draw a card, Ornithopter. Blue card, please. Nope. No blue cards here. They're at 16. What are you going to do? You know, what are you going to do? Two Creeping Chills. That puts us to 14, 5. Yeah, we're just dead. They have Conflagrate too. All right, we're just dead. All right, pretty tough league, honestly. Like we went 2 and 3. Lot of really kind of awkward, frustrating games. Deck seems super sweet. I not sure if this is the optimal build of Affinity. Obviously, the Neoform package is pretty interesting. I do wish there was some way to put their Craterhoofs back into our deck if we draw them. But it is very, very powerful. I feel like if you just draw a reasonable hand in a Neoform, you should probably win every game. But a lot of our hands just were like, we just draw all 7 drops in lands or all 0 drops in lands or whatever. I could see maybe wanting more Thoughtcasts just to try and like smooth out the draws a little bit. Just like more like material, but at the same time, every non-artifact in my deck is a pretty big cost. I don't know, honestly. I feel like I'd want to run this league again. I feel like we lost to Ensnaring Bridge. We couldn't draw a recall. We lost to like, some weird Lorehold deck. I don't know. It just felt like a very, very weird league. But deck seems super cool. Affinity is certainly on the menu in Modern. Urza Saga, it's not necessarily the best Urza Saga deck, but it's probably the deck that uses Urza Saga best, if that makes sense, because it just makes 2 insane threats, which is awesome. And a lot of power here. A lot of power for sure. So that's the deck. I'm Jim Davis for CoolStuffInc.com, and I love you all. Hope you enjoyed the deck. Again, check out the companion article. Go to CoolStuffInc.com. Use promo code JIM5 for 5% off your order and a free Goblin token, which is super awesome as well. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one, folks. See you later.